With Samsung's Galaxy Z Flip 6 being around 70,000 pesos in the Philippines, there really is a space in the market for an affordable flip phone. Thankfully, Xiaomi has announced their own foldable flip, the Xiaomi Mix Flip, in Beijing, China a few days ago, and I had the chance to touch and try it. And I gotta say, Samsung should really be worried. Here are 3 things that I really like about the Xiaomi Mix Flip. Obviously, the first thing that you're going to see and notice about the Xiaomi Mix Flip is the cover display. The cover display on the Mix Flip is huge. It's 4.01 inches and it's way bigger than the one on the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6. It's also very bright. It's brighter than the Z Flip 6, coming in at 3200 nits of peak brightness. You can use different apps on the cover screen and even type on it if you need to, though the keyboard that shows up is very small, especially if, it's someone like me using it. Xiaomi said that they put their toughest glass protection on this particular foldable, or on the outside of this particular foldable, called the Xiaomi Shield Glass. This should allow the cover display to last a longer time. Even if you accidentally drop it, it shouldn't shatter like glass. The inner display, on the other hand, is a 6.86-inch LTPO OLED panel and has a dynamic refresh rate that goes up to 120 Hz, as well as 2160 PWM dimming. Overall display quality is good, although you can still see the crease in the middle depending on the angle that you look at it. Normal use here, that crease is kind of going to disappear, but again, this is pretty much par for the course for devices like this or foldables like these. So one of the reasons why Samsung should really be worried about the Xiaomi Mix Flip is the performance and battery of this particular phone. So it's a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor that's in the Mix Flip, which is pretty standard for a flagship phone nowadays. Has 12 GB of RAM and an assortment of storage options starting from 256 GB. While this particular phone has pretty much the standard processor that you'd expect from a flagship device, what really makes this thing stand out is how much battery is in it. It has a 4780 mAh battery inside its tiny frame. It also has 66 watts of fast charging, which is this is really fast for a phone that small. With that much juice, I think the Xiaomi Mix Flip will last a day with regular use, something that other flip foldables have been struggling ever since the format was popularized. I think the main reason why Samsung should really be worried about the Xiaomi Mix Flip is the price. Now, the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6 starts at 71,000 pesos. That is a lot of change, or that is a lot of money for something so small. Now, the Xiaomi Mix Flip in China, it's going to be 5,999 RMB, which translates to around 49,000 pesos as of press time with the exchange rate. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be the price if it arrives in the Philippines. It's probably going to be around 50,000 or 51,000 pesos, but that's still significantly less than what Samsung is asking for their foldable. Aside from those 3 points, another thing that I really like about the Xiaomi Mix Flip is its cameras. The Xiaomi Mix Flip uses two 50-megapixel cameras at the rear, specifically with a 50-megapixel main sensor with OIS and 50-megapixel telephoto lenses. While Xiaomi did not confirm it, it is very likely that these two cameras are the same cameras that they use on the Xiaomi 14, which, if I would remind you, actually did a very good job in capturing photos and videos. Photos taken with the cameras are impressive, though we've only had a day with them, so we can't really say how well they do in more challenging situations. That being said, daylight samples had an excellent amount of detail, great highlights, and very respectable low-light performance. Okay, so there's 3 main drawbacks to this phone as I understand it. So number 1 is the fact that it doesn't have wireless charging. That's pretty odd for a high-end phone like this, that it doesn't have wireless charging, but there you go. So the next one is that it doesn't have an IP rating. So if it gets wet, if it gets submerged in water, that's pretty much it for that phone. The last one, this is a very important one, is that we do not know yet if it's going to hit the global market. Now, Xiaomi has offered a bunch of foldables already. Their book type foldables are now in their 3rd generation, I think, or 4th, but none of those have actually reached the global market. I have a feeling that this particular flip will be sold in the Philippines because why would they invite other global media through their regional launch if that wasn't the case, right? So I have a very big feeling that this particular phone will hit local markets, but again, I could be wrong and it could still be just a China-only device at this point. I really hope that they bring this phone to global audiences and to the Philippines, because it's just folding the Samsung Z Flip 6 is just insane when it comes to pricing. So that's pretty much it for this particular hands-on. I'm sorry we did not have a lot more time with this particular phone. We were all scrambling to try and get a review unit to be able to use it for the whole day, but them's the breaks. But as soon as we get it back, or we get a review sample again, we will go and dive through all of the features of this particular foldable, because there is a lot that we did not get to check out. So that's pretty much it. Thank you very much, guys. My name is John, and until the next video.